La hora de los mameyes by Ricardo Paullosa. After the voyage from Spain, during which the ship almost sank, what most amazed my grandmother about Havana were the Negroes and the mameyes. At 16 and fresh from steerage, with her world bundled tight as a proverb, she wandered through the new city, pausing only to stare at the street vendor. Africa's teeth, singing about what must have been some kind of fruit, brown, elliptical, and covered with strands. Only later would mameyes become a daily fruit. Now they were a sign that her Asturian poverty had been torn from her by a hurricane in mid-Atlantic. My mameyes were the snows of Chicago, and the sounds that were not, could not be words coming out of every mouth. The first grade teacher suddenly uttered a word I recognized, idea, or idea. It sparked in me the cognate's false hope that worlds are all but one. Only my grandmother, standing in the sidewalk snow, waiting to walk me home, understood. My dread of school had nothing to do with winter. Confusion stalks us, waited for the decrepit French liner to stumble onto a hurricane. The sailors in life vests and pistols herded the immigrants who had boarded at La Coruña to the deck. Their prayerful anthems did nothing. Knuckles whitened on the railings as the ship listed. And all they saw on one side was ocean, and on the other sky. Was this la hora de los mameyes? The moment of truth? How can one pass the test of certain doom when the outcome is determined by chance? In the mind only, in the ideas that settle there calmly amid the chaos of flesh and history. Ideas have their own reasons. I hear the accents of Asturianas in Miami, the seamstress, or the woman who makes Cuban coffee at Versailles. And I am impelled to recall my grandmother, who never gave up her Celtic cadences in 7 decades among Cubans. I recall her recalling Havana and Asturias, and how she went from immigrant to exile during the Spanish Civil War. She would scrounge to send monthly packages of food, clothing, and medicine to her family. Her neighbors in Havana loved to watch her turn red with fury, so they would chant, "Viva Franco," as she walked by. She would tell me her stories over and over, and, cornering everyone who came to visit, she would discharge her rigorous memories of unforgiven Spain. The stories were like a compass, fixed recollections, like an actress reciting her lines, her life desperate to become an idea in someone else's mind. Cada cabeza es un mundo, was her refrain. Every mind is a world unto itself, aching to transmit itself, like the spores we leave in the snow. In Asturias, where your blood comes from, it snows like this. Ah, the heat of Cuba has made you weak. Close your mouth and breathe through your nose. Let us hope, Abuela, that blood remembers. Soon I will lose you, your ire-blushed face, and your stubborn sense of justice. You will shake your Republican fist. In every story about you, I will have to tell myself, when some accident of experience triggers it. And I will shake my fist against Fidel, to taste a feudal echo, if nothing else. The ship will regain its course, and the mameyes will welcome you to Havana. Once an exile, now I am a native, limping through unbroken snow, affirming in the silence of my head, in an English you never learned, that worlds are different, even if rage and love beg us to dream otherwise.